Hello, everyone. We are here with a very special guest. We got Cassie McCannis. She's with a very important and very intriguing group. Cassie, tell us a little bit about what you're with.
So I'm with Nimrod Journal, which is an international literary journal at the University of Tulsa. We publish short fiction, creative nonfiction, and poetry from all over the world. It's been around since 1956. I'm associate editor of the journal, so I've been there 5 years.
Oh, that's awesome. Can you explain some of the events that Nimrod holds on campus or around?
So our biggest event every year is the Conference for Readers and Writers. That's every year in October, whichever weekend in the middle of October that homecoming does not occupy. So that this year it's the 19th and 20th.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, it's a full day of panel discussions, workshops, and master classes on writing.
And where's that going to be held?
It's going to be at the Student Union, and it goes from 9:30 to 4:30, all day Saturday, October 20th.
Is it open to anyone? How can someone get involved with that?
Anyone can come. It's $10 for TU students. The regular registration is more like $60 to $70. That $10 pays for lunch, so we'll feed you in the middle of the day too. Yeah, but otherwise anyone is welcome to register.
Awesome. So that's pretty soon, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
it's coming up.
Is that pretty exciting for you guys at Nimrod? Like, what goes into the preparation for these things?
A lot of it is choosing guests. We bring a lot of guest authors into Tulsa for the weekend. So we have this year Rilla Askew, who's an Oklahoma writer. She writes memoir and fiction. We had her as our fiction judge earlier this year. So the winners of the contest that she selected for will also be teaching classes at the conference. And then we have Patricia Smith, who's a poet. She was our poetry judge. She selected the poetry finalists and winners who will also be at the conference. And so it's kind of just gathering our guests and deciding who's going to be best for this year. We have a lot of exciting people. We've got people in memoir, romance, YA fantasy, mystery.
That's really
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
So can you explain a little bit what Nimrod's goal is in these groups and in the community?
So basically it's just to, I guess, firstly, we try to publish the best new literature that's coming out. We're always trying to kind of find elements of social justice too, I guess. Okay. But we want to encourage new writers in a big way. Just encourage new writers to take that first step, because it can be really daunting just to even send out your first, story that you might think the world wants.
Absolutely.
Right.
So I imagine you guys get several writers from TU then entering stuff.
Yeah. So we've teamed up with the Tulsa Voice for a category which encourages Tulsa writers specifically to submit. So people with Tulsa connections can send us a piece of flash fiction or poetry, and we'll publish it through the Voice if the Voice likes it. And that pays actually $30, so that's a nice kind of, teaming up that we're doing.
Oh, it pays $30 to the writer?
Yeah.
That's really neat. That's really awesome.
So Tulsa writers, please submit.
So to submit one of these writings, how would we go to that? Would we show up at one of the events, or?
That's one way. You can also find us online. If you Google just Nimrod Journal, you should be able to find us. We have a TU website, basically, and then we've got kind of all our information about submissions, our contests, our events and things like that.
Well, that's really awesome. Do you guys hold lots of contests with it?
We have a regular contest, which is at the beginning of every year from January through April, and that's for basically anyone in the country. It's $20 to submit. That gives you a subscription to the journal. We publish twice a year. And then we have a contest for new writers that happens in the summer. So it's only for people who have no more than 2 previous publications, so I think it's a little less scary to be going up against people who
it's more amateur intermediate.
Right,
then.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So do you read many of these writings being sent in?
Yes, on the fiction side. I pretty much stay away from judging on the poetry side. I do have to edit what we publish in poetry, but I make decisions only on the fiction side because that's where I'm most comfortable. I'm a fiction writer. So.
Fiction is some of your favorite stuff. Who would your favorite fictional writer be then, personally?
Ooh, wow.
That's a
tough
great
one.
question. That's a very tough one.
Clarice Lispector is
Really?
a Brazilian writer. She's now deceased, but I'd say she's one of my favorites. She's pretty strange, but I like her a lot.
That's awesome. That's really cool. All right. Well, that's really intriguing. You said there was an event coming up very soon then. What was the date on that again?
October 20th.
October 20th.
And you can register day of. It's $10, but you can do it beforehand too.
October 20th, day of in the Student Union. You heard it straight, TU-Tevers. Be there at the Nimrod Journal. I'm Devin Lyon. Thank you so much, Cassidy, for joining me today.
Thank you.
All right, guys.